Big breaking news here, folks. The Wall Street Journal has just come out with a piece that says real estate agents are quitting at the fastest rate in the last 4 years. Let's take a look. Real estate agents are quitting. Slowest housing market is stretching into its 4th year, and even real estate agents who made it this far are reaching a breaking point. Most of them are independent contractors and get paid when a deal closes. With fewer sales to go around and homes taking longer to sell, more agents are ditching the industry or finding second jobs. The downturn is also hitting mortgage loan officers and many industries reliant on home sales. Now, this is really key. The number of real estate members, basically with the real estate membership, and the number of homes for sale, you can see here in 2025 is actually crossed. So we've got 1.47 million existing homes and almost 1.4 existing members. There are so many pieces to this puzzle. Sherry Lane, who sells home warranty policies in Texas, home warranty policies. If the homes aren't moving, it's going to affect us all. What she means is there's an ecosystem between buying and selling a home, between the lender, the real estate agent, the home warranty, the title, the contractor, the handyman. Many people get paid. That's what keeps an economy moving. The slow market isn't the only obstacle facing real estate agents. A legal settlement also changed the way agents are getting paid. Before, they basically got 2.5% to 3%, and they would put that in the listing. Now, you're not supposed to, or you can't bring up the commission. You have to manually offer. So basically, it becomes part of the negotiation. Now, there's also another piece about artificial intelligence, or maybe Zillow, trying to help people buy homes without agents. I don't know if that's actually happened yet, so we're going to leave that aside. But basically, the whole industry of real estate is going through a big consolidation. Now, some companies like Compass have bought out a lot of their competitors. And overall, agents are struggling. Many are taking second jobs, and many can't pay their bills. And here, get this. The typical agent with 2 years of experience or less did less than 3 transactions and earned $8,100 only from real estate in 2024. And if you've done at least 10 transactions, you're only making around $58,000. Overall, in terms of mortgages, mortgage industry employment has declined 40% from its peak in 2021 when all the transactions were going down. But overall, folks, it's a bad situation. Stop it. Overall, folks, it's been a tough road for real estate agents. Just to give you some background, I have been in the real estate business on and off for 20 years. I'm actually currently in Scottsdale, Arizona. I do high-end luxury fix and flips. I'm actually sitting in my home here in McCormick Ranch. I've been in this business 7 straight years. I didn't come in as a realtor. I'm actually an investor. I used to sell gym equipment. I had a big e-commerce brand. So if you want to learn about e-com and gym equipment, follow my page. I also have traded in the public stock markets for years, and I was one of the first members of Redbox, which was a DVD rental machine company that was sold to Coinstar. I was the 8th employee. I was a national operations manager. So I have a big background in operations, sales, and real estate, and I have a very strong track record. I have a lot of realtors that I've worked with that want to represent my homes when I go to sell a house, whether it's a rental property or a flip, and I've dealt with every type of agent. I can tell you there's 3 problems right now. 1, there's just too many agents. We had a peak in 2021 of transactions. Remember, realtors don't get paid on the sale price. They do a little bit, but they get paid on transactions. So if people aren't really buying and selling, then there's just only so many deals to go around. The biggest problem is if you have 150,000 agents and you only have 40,000 transactions in a single market or a part of the country, that means there's only one deal for every, if there's 40,000 agents and 150,000 transactions, that'd be good, but it's the other way, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There's 150,000 agents and only 40,000 transactions. So that means 1 out of every 3 people, or 2 out of every 3 people, just aren't going to get a deal, meaning they're not going to represent a seller or they're not going to represent a buyer. Number 2, obviously, is the commission cutting. The information in this world is becoming flatter, whether you have Zillow, Redfin, ChatGPT, Claude, Cowork. Sellers and buyers are a lot smarter nowadays. That goes from the flip to the lender to the realtor. So people don't really need a realtor as much as they used to. They're still going to pay for access, for listings, for service, for value, but they're going to pay less. So you've seen a downward pressure on commissions. Just like anything in life, I'm going to tell you, if there's money to be made, there's always going to be downward pressure. And number three, the most important thing I'm going to try to teach you guys as somebody that's dealt with so many realtors is skill. What value do you bring to a homeowner or to an investor? I'll give you an example. Today at 1:30, I'm going to look at a house in McCormick Ranch for $1.1 million. Well, guess what? A realtor called me or sent me an email from Sotheby's and said, hey, I know you're always looking for great deals. I have something. Do you want to go see it at 1:30 tomorrow, which is today? I said, yeah, let's go. That is how you build relationships and get transactions done in real estate. So overall, I don't think this is anything surprising. There's so much negative content on real estate. That's not what my page is going to be about. But right now, realtors are struggling. It's proven in the data. And again, a lot of them just don't have the skills to really connect with buyers and sellers and investors. How do you do that? You become smart in learning your information in your area. Like you should know the comps, the builder, the square foot. I mean, how much should a home sell for in a per square foot? You should know what's pending. The problem for a lot of realtors is they get their license because they see it on Instagram. They think it's sexy and cool, but they don't really have anything past that. And that's what the market is snuffing out right now. And finally, you have low transactions because there's so many people that have locked in mortgages right now that they're not really moving. Everybody's just kind of chilling because real estate right now is actually at a premium for areas like Scottsdale, West LA, Dublin, Ohio, places that are really affluent. Those places seem to be doing really well. So a lot of those sellers aren't selling anymore because a lot of us sold too soon when we were doing deals in 2020, 2018, 2017, and we saw the prices go up. So now nobody wants to sell without getting a full price offer. And then obviously you have the high mortgage rates. Let's take one last look here, folks, at the comment section because I think you're going to get a kick out of this. We're going to go down here, see if we can find a few comments, and we'll see what the public is saying. Probably going to be all negative, but hey, you got to learn. Good riddance. Real estate agents with their 6% commission are leeches. Most are worthless. Even the good ones, I can run rings around these people and know more about the rules and negotiating than they do. It's pathetic. I bought, sold, and flipped a lot of homes. Please tell me you making more selling a $500K home than a $450K house, all things being equal. I don't know what that really means. Same old story. Housing market gets hot. Every mediocrity gets a real estate license. Market grows cold. They now have to look for real jobs. I don't think I agree with that. I do think being a real estate agent is a real job. The U.S. market should not have real estate agents that charge 6%. The AI boom will eliminate real estate agents completely. Let me ask you a question. How's the AI boom going to open the door for you and tell you when you're negotiating the TV on the wall or the hot tub in the backyard? There's a lot of nuance that goes in real estate transactions, especially when you go under contract, because then you're dealing with a seller and a buyer. What a leech of a profession, yada, 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 particularly auto salesmen. Congress needs to update the capital gains law as it pertains to home sales. That's a good point. He's basically saying right now you can only get $250,000 or $500K if you're married and tax-free. Why does a buyer need a real estate agent? There's absolutely no case to be made that two commission salespeople should be inserted between a buyer and seller of anything. I totally disagree with that. There's a lot of emotion that goes into buying and selling a home. You definitely need to have representation on both sides. Otherwise, what happens is when you try to get a buyer and a seller directly, they tend to insult each other, whether it's about the price, the furniture, the paint, warranty. Everything gets buffered when you have a real estate agent. So I do think there's some value. But basically, these comments, as you can see, largely negative. And it's a tough market right now, folks, but stay with me. You're going to learn a ton about real estate. And the Wall Street Journal, though, reporting real estate agents are quitting. Again, not a doomsday scenario, because I'm going to leave you with one last thing. In every business I've ever been in, gym equipment sales, Redbox, flipping, the top 10% always make 90% of the money. So you want to stay with me if you want to be in the winner's circle. You want to have a positive mindset that you can still make a lot of money, and you just got to know what you're doing, and that's what I'm going to teach you. So, but right now, Wall Street Journal, real estate agents are not doing well. Leave a comment, guys. Subscribe. This is my new channel. I'm also on TikTok, aaron.dev.invest. Again, I'm going to show you my houses, my personal home, my cars. I did post a video about my cyber truck. I want to try to help you guys be positive, learn skills, and make a ton of money. God bless. Leave a comment. Follow my page. Take care. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.